Is it possible for us to do something to prevent Sunni Shia civil war in the world of Islam? The Ottomans have already contributed a lot. The Ottoman, you know, the monarchy, for 600 years, they waged war against the Shia. So Sunni Shia warfare to fan the flames of hatred. And today the drum beating is taking place. When I use the term Protestant Islam, by now you all know what I mean by Protestant Islam. A version of Islam with a methodology which says the religion is restricted to simply texts, the text of the Quran, the text of the Hadith, devoid of the spiritual heart, devoid of nur, devoid of firasatul mu'min, devoid of a capacity to see with the nur of Allah. That Protestant Islam declares that only Allah and His Messenger and the Aslaf have the authority to interpret the Quran and to interpret the Hadith. That's their position, and I'm not speaking derogatorily about them. No. I'm not ridiculing them. No. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not waging war on them. No. It is this Protestant Islam which is now beating the drums furiously against the Shia. Taken for a ride by Dajjal, who wants to foment Shia-Sunni civil war. And so wherever there is Protestant Islam anywhere in the world today, you find a people who are obsessed with beating the drums of war against the Shia. One of the ways that we can avoid Sunni-Shia civil war is by calling a spade, and telling them, you are foolish in what you're doing. You are playing, you are dancing to Dajjal's tune. The Zionists have been creating a Shia crescent by attacking Iraq and then bringing about regime change in Iraq with elections while the Americans are in control of Iraq. And you have elections, and by some magic wand, abracadabra, that becomes halal. A halal government emerges in election, that's foolish. And now a Shia government replaces the Sunni government in Iraq. And we see the crescent being created by the Zionists to try to present to the world an image of Shia Islam on the ascendancy and Sunni Islam being encircled. This is not by accident. This is intended to facilitate the brainwashing that is necessary for a Sunni-Shia civil war to take place. So we need not only to silence those people by calling a spade, the drum beaters, but we also need political analysis from the member. We need the Ulama who will have the knowledge and the insight to be able to understand what is happening in the world of politics today, in order that the Ulama might play a role in preventing Sunni-Shia civil war from taking place. Because if it does take place, that's it. We will suffer and suffer tremendously. What can we do to prevent Sunni Shia civil war in Islam, which is Dajjal's plan, and which, if it does occur, will bring catastrophe after catastrophe on this ummah. Pakistan won't survive. I said, number one, call a spade a spade. The same foolish behavior, same foolish conduct which led to Libya now becoming a Zionist state, the same foolish conduct which could lead to Syria becoming another Zionist state, that is the same foolish conduct which is now beating the drums of war against the Shia, Protestant Islam. Call a spade a spade. Let the ummah call a spade as part of the effort to try to save this ummah from civil war. I said there's a role for the ulama and the khatib from the mimbar, that the ulama must acquire that political knowledge and insight to understand what is happening in the world today. An alim is supposed to be someone outstanding. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء الْعُلَمَاءُ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. So the ulama, if they are ulama, must have political knowledge and political insight into what's happening in the world today. And they must stand up on the mimbar and explain to the people, so that as a result of what is taking place on the mimbar, we might be able to save the world of Islam from civil war. And finally, there is a role that every single Muslim must play. Wherever in the world you are, whatever the smallest effort that you can make, do make it to try to prevent that civil war from taking place. Now, let us turn to a more serious part of the subject. We said, but that's a strange view, isn't it? That the entire ummah, all Muslims, without a single exception, were all wrong, all misguided when they appointed and accepted Abu Bakr as-Siddiq as Amirul Mu'mineen and Khalifa. What a strange belief! That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who appoints leadership. And Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam communicated the leadership is restricted to his family. And it commences with Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. How do we deal with this doctrinal division now? The Quran tells us, فَإِن تَنَعَزَاتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. If you are in a state of division, dissent on a certain matter, then take that matter before Allah and His Messenger for a resolution of the matter. Meaning, take it to the Quran. And only after you have taken it to the Quran, only then do you take it to the Prophet ﷺ, because the Quran comes first. The Quran is the word of Allah. So we say, in order to resolve, or to at least try to resolve this issue, and I know that there are many Shia who will be listening to this lecture, we say it must be taken to the Quran for resolution. And no hadith can be in conflict with the Quran. And if there's even the appearance of a conflict between what is in the Quran and what is in the hadith, it is the Quran which must prevail. What does the Quran say? We quote only 2 verses. It's enough. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a command in the Quran. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who have faith in Allah, ati Allah, obey Allah, wa ati'ur Rasul, and obey the messenger of Allah, wa ulil amri minkum, and obey those in authority from within your own ranks.